But
So,
that one semester I came back, I had
right.
to throw my Achilles, and I met her, so it worked
Okay.
out.
So did you ever, I mean, you're not on a couch and I'm not qualified to break apart all of this, but um, what kind of emotions, what kind of feelings, what kind of spiritual stuff are you going through thinking? Because I'm sure, and um, I don't have, I mean, I shined um, in a fifth grade intramural league one time. So I don't know anything about that stage, but I'm assuming when you're at that level and you're that close to the next level, I'm assuming you're sitting back on this Bohemian ABA team where it was a great experience. Sounds like it was a great experience, but
Yeah,
you're watching other guys at another level going, yeah, I could take that guy. Yeah, there's
yeah.
I could do that. So tell me what runs through your mind. What's the conversations like between you and Allison or other people around you? What's the conversations like between you and God at that point?
Um, I'll admit early on, especially, so what ended the Bahama team is the economy.
Okay.
It was back in '08 where we had the big crash. That ended that league, basically. And around that time, '08, '09, '10, those were some really, really, really tough years for me because a lot of soul searching, um, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next. And I probably did question God a lot, like why did I have to have this injury? Why did this happen? I'm looking at these guys on TV, and I'm like, I know I could, if I'm not better than I can play with. I'll say that I can play with, and to see it firsthand, and because a lot of them, well, one of them in particular, I don't know if you know who Joe Johnson is, but
Yeah.
he's he's from Arkansas and played in the league for a while. Well, we were all-star teammates in high school,
Okay.
and we played AAU. So I'm looking at my friends, and I'm like, I'm seeing their trajectory, and then I'm seeing mine, and I'm like, why does this happen the way it happened? Um, but then I put things in perspective. I know I'm blessed for one. And this is what got me all the way back to being okay with how things went. I had some really, really, really loving parents who raised me right. I mean, they raised me with God first, like they raised me in the church. And that's what really made me accept what was going on, um, and be comfortable with it and not necessarily ask why, but be okay with the circumstances. Because although I mentioned Joe Johnson, he did everything that I wanted to do. Like small town kid, Arkansas, you go all the way to the NBA and make millions. That was a dream. But he, I never compared myself, but I thought I could be at that level too. But the thing that gave me a lot of peace is knowing that I had two loving parents who supported me in anything and everything. And that gave me peace because I know Joe didn't have that. And I always would compare. And anytime my mind would go there, I would just look back and be like, well, I got my parents. They both been there from day one. And he doesn't have that story. So that's what kind of gave me comfort, so to speak, to know that they're always going to be there. They're always been in my corner, at least until my mom passed. But my whole family has always been in my corner, and that's what I leaned on.
Mm.
And even though the injury happened, even though I didn't sign for the contract and go when I had the chance, I came back and I met Allison. So I mean, who am I to complain about? Complain about that and complain about what God did for me. So
Yeah.
I'm blessed.
All right, I'm going to push it just a little further, Jarris. Push it just a little more, because now your oldest son, Jeremy, that you said is 5,
Mhm.
he's about the age you were when you picked up a ball and just fell in love with it. And
Yeah.
I've seen Jeremy. He kind of has that look in his eye about basketball too, and that love for it. Have you gone to the place in your head where you're like, I can't live out what I thought was going to happen to me through Jeremy? How have those conversations gone?
I had that thought before he was even born.
Mm,
I said I was not going to be that person,
yeah,
and I'm not. I'm not going to live through him. I'm not. He'll have his own life. He's going to do whatever he want to do. I'm going to be there to support him, no doubt. But any sport he want to play, anything he want to pursue, both of my boys, anything they want to do, I'm going to support them wholeheartedly and show them the tools that they need. If it happened to be basketball, good. If it don't, good. That's good as well. So
right.
as long as he's happy, as long as he's loving what he's doing. And the thing about basketball, he actually loves it. And it wasn't nothing that, I mean, sure, I put the ball in his hands, but I want them to form their own love for things, not something that I'm like pushing on them.
Yeah. You mentioned your mom and that she did pass. It's been a couple years ago now, right?
It will be 4 year. It will be 5 years in next month.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
something highly relatable for a lot of people. Losing someone that you're that close to, losing someone with that kind of influence on your life. I mean, your mom's your mom, man, right? It's just so talk about that experience. Talk about maybe what you leaned on during that time, and how your dad's doing, and all of those kind of things.
Yeah. The I mean, the toughest thing I've ever had to deal with by far um, in these 39 years I've been on this earth. So, um, of course, you got to lean on Christ. Um, that's where our strength comes from. I lean on family to get me through tough times, to get me through hard days. We call each other. We talk. Um, Definitely call each other on the day of her passing every year, and just talk through it, get through it together. It's hard on all of us still. Not a day that goes by I don't think about her. Not a day I goes by I don't see her like in my mind, like wishing I could like talk to her, wishing I could bounce things off of her. Um, it's tough, but leaning on Christ, leaning on family, and leaning on uh, community. Those are the things that get me through it. I know family is always praying. I know friends are always praying, and I feel those prayers. So um, that's all I have to lean on is that. Um, I'm thankful for church family. I mean, I get a lot of joy. It's such the situation we're in now. But I know we're gonna get through this because we're a loving church. We're a loving community. We lean on each other. We're there for each other. So as long as we continue to do that, I'll be fine. Even in the tough days, even in the tough times, even in the tough hours, even nights I can't sleep because I'm thinking about her. That's what I lean on.
Well, Jarris, if you could think, you've shared some. We went right to the top of pretty powerful experiences in your life, and some pretty climactic moments for you. If you could take one Bible verse, or even just one meaningful quotation that kind of threads between your growing up experiences, your experiences with basketball and the ups and downs of that, relationships, family, all that kind of stuff. If I made you pick one, what one would you pick that's close to your heart? What's the first one that would come out of your mouth?
Um, 2 Timothy the Lord has not given me a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind.
Hmm.
I mean, for one, it was my mom's favorite. Well, I don't know if it was. She had a lot of favorite scriptures, but I wouldn't say it was her favorite. But it was one that I heard like constantly, like all the time, any situation.
Yeah.
She would say it. The Lord has not given me a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. So I wasn't growing up. I wasn't fearful of anything. Just hearing those words all the time. I mean, the only person I feared was God, and I can literally say that I wasn't scared of anybody. I wasn't scared of any situation. Um, even with basketball, I mean, I had I had no fear out there at all. No matter what the clock said, no matter what the score said, I had the ultimate confidence in myself, and I knew what I could do. And that got me not only through sports but life. I really leaned on that scripture, just being fearless and knowing that all my help, it comes from God. So
Cool. All right, man, that went fast, but thank you so much. And I definitely think that scripture is one that people could lean on today. In fact, many have brought that up in this context that we're in. I appreciate you, Jarris. Thanks so much, man. We'll see you.
yeah, no problem. Thank you.